I was expecting somebody to die in this series, I just wasn't expecting it to happen so soon. Hey everybody, this is David, and today I'm going to be talking about Legends of Tomorrow, Season 1, Episode 2, Pilot Part 2. And this is the second part to what actually does feel like a two-part episode, where Episode 1 felt like it was really setting a lot of things up. Episode 2 really lets the adventure begin. And there's a lot that happened in this episode that takes place directly from where the last one left off. So we find out that the characters are still in 1975, and they travel to Norway because that's where Vandal Savage is, and he's, selling a weapon that can, well, what else do weapons do, right? Destroy people. And one of the guests there, though, that are there to buy the weapon that he's selling is Damien Dark. That was really nice. I actually spoiled that a little bit for myself before the episode started because I was looking for a picture to use as my thumbnail for this video. And I saw the picture of Damien Dark standing with Vandal Savage for this episode, and I was like, oh man, I wish I would have kept that as a surprise. But it was a nice little, connection to Arrow, showing us that Damien Dark, I guess I think they kind of said that he was immortal in Arrow, so I don't remember now, but it was cool seeing him there, and knowing now, if we didn't know before, knowing now that he is an immortal as well, just like Savage, because he looked pretty spry for his age back in 1975. So I really enjoyed that, and the fight right away seemed like, whoa, this is clearly a lot more expensive than anything Arrow or The Flash has ever done. Especially when Ray pops out and starts doing his thing, flying around and hitting people. It's like, that was pretty cool. Speaking of Ray, it looks like he leaves. He doesn't realize that one of his a piece of his tech falls off, and that causes trouble for the heroes, and that really sets the episode for what's about to happen, that they have to get this tech back, because if they don't, Rip finds out that 2016 is in jeopardy, that Vandal Savage will use the technology and the future 2016 will be toast. So they have to stick around and try to get that technology back. So in doing so, the team has to, split off into two teams. One team is Dr. Martin Stein, Jax, and Sarah, and they go off to look for Martin Stein when he was in university. And that's some of the fun stuff in this episode. I really enjoyed, again, just like the last episode, I really enjoyed seeing the interactions. I enjoyed it a lot here too, and one of my favorite interactions was seeing Sarah hitting or flirting with the young Martin Stein. I thought that was pretty funny. At the same time, I thought it was kind of awkward because it's like the old Martin Stein is there, and he's like telling her, hey, don't flirt with my younger self. He has to fall in love with my future wife. And I thought there was some funny interactions there, especially when I was actually surprised they were allowed to have marijuana references in this episode, and Sarah even takes the marijuana, and I'm like thinking to myself, I could so see Sarah, Captain Cold, Heatwave, and Jax all hitting it up later. I wouldn't be surprised. I maybe even Rip Hunter would join in. Yeah, sure guys, give me some of that. So that was pretty funny. We also got Ray, Captain Cold, and Heatwave doing some stealing because Hawkman and Hawkgirl remember about the dagger that was in Egypt, and they search up the dagger and it's in a museum. So Cold, Heatwave, and Ray go out to steal the dagger so they can try to kill Vandal Savage with it. Unfortunately, they get trapped, and there's some nice interaction there as well with Captain Cold and Ray. I thought there was that nice little exchange between them when they were trapped for a while. I feel like Heatwave is the one that's being a little bit sidelined right now, and I hope we get some really good character development with him, because I feel like right now, out of all the characters, he's the one that's the least developed. Even when he guest starred on Flash, I feel like he was just this cartoony villain. And I'm still feeling that here on Legends of Tomorrow. So I hope we get to see a new side of Heatwave that we haven't seen before. Because with Captain Cold, he was developed a lot in The Flash. And it was really nice that he got to reference his father, his time with his father, and how he learned to experience how to hack into things and stuff like that. Because we actually did see that in The Flash this season. So that was really cool. Of course, we also have Hawkman and Hawkgirl having their little fling going. She still doesn't know if she wants to accept that this guy can be her one and only love, because she had a fling with Cisco. She kind of had some fun with him. And so she doesn't want to believe that she's destined to be something that she might not want to be destined with, And Hawkman's showing, look, man, even if you don't love me in this incarnation, maybe you'll love me in the next. And I think Hawkman's a cool character. I know some people out there probably haven't warmed up to him too much, but I liked him. And the shocking revelation in this episode is when Hawkman is killed by Vandal Savage, and that actually shocked me. And I wasn't expecting, this is only the second episode. Technically, it's the first episode if you want to consider part 1 and part 2 of the pilot one episode, which I think that's how it was originally going to air, as a 2-hour episode. But whatever. For what it's worth, second episode, it's pretty early in the game to kill a Hawkman, and I thought he was going to be a regular on this show. That was the impression that I got from the trailers and all that. But no, it looks like Hawkgirl is survived, and I was worried they were going to kill Hawkgirl too, and I said, well, where are they going with this? But Hawkgirl survived, and it looks like Hawkman is dead. But remember, guys, this is a time travel show, right? So I have a feeling this is not going to be the end of Hawkman. I have a feeling there's going to be an upcoming episode where we're going to see Hawkman again, whether it's in the past or the future, where he's reincarnated again. I think we're going to see Hawkman again. Now, whether he'll return back on the team, that's a different matter altogether. I think they'll find him, and I think they will have him back on the team. I could be wrong about that. If they find him in the future, I think. I could be wrong. Maybe. We'll have to wait and see. Maybe they can even get him. This just came to me now. Maybe they can even get him before he meets Kendra. Before, the Flash and Arrow crossover. And maybe that's how he already knew about her. So that when he returns back to his time, there you go. See that? I don't know. I could be wrong, but that could be pretty cool if they did something like that. I don't know. Think about it. So that being said, guys, I'm giving this episode an 8.5 out of 10. Really enjoyed it. Last week's episode, I gave it an 8 out of 10. So this one, I gave it a 0.5 higher because the first episode was clearly a way to set things up. This episode got things going, and I'm looking forward to next week. Next week, it looks like they go back to Egypt. Will they run into Carter Hall there? Who the heck knows? But I'm very excited in finding it out. I heard some really cool news today about an upcoming Legends of Tomorrow episode. So things are really looking good for this show. I'm loving it just as much as Arrow and Flash so far. So I can't wait to see things develop and see how things are going to go from here. So with that being said, guys, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I will be doing every episode of Legends of Tomorrow, as well as The Flash and Arrow. So if you're fans of those two shows too, which most likely if you're watching this show, most likely you're a fan of those two as well. Like this video if you agree with me. Comment below if you disagree with me, or if you agree with me. Either one. And if you want to add in something that maybe I've forgotten. And with that being said, until next time, take care.